Hello, welcome to another Blueprints playthrough. This is part 19. There we go, I got the volume correct. Alright, it's been a while. It's been, what, 6 days since I played last? Last Sunday was the last stream before I went on a little trip. I went to Knoxville, Tennessee. Excuse me, to speak at a conference called Codestock. So I flew down way too early Wednesday morning, and then I did 2 talks on Thursday, and then I headed back on Friday. So do not have any trips planned until sometime in August, which I don't mind traveling, but I'm also happy that I'm not going to be traveling for a while. So let's get right into it. In the last stream, do that, aren't you? Come on. There we go. In the last stream, I filled the whole, on one of the days, I filled the whole room. And, or I should say the whole blueprint. And I've gotten a couple more letters, so that's good. So we move. Not really sure what to do other than get more letters, but I'm sure as I keep doing some rooms, it will present itself. This I just accidentally did the save and continue, not the save and exit. So I had an abandoned project. Oops. Recently did another run and finally managed to do what I was trying to do for a good while. Late game thing. Won't spoil it, but that was surreal. Okay, I believe you. Like I said, I might at some point just go, okay, I've had my fill of the game. I want to go do a new game. I'm not there yet, but would not be surprised if I got there. But I might then go try to find online somebody who's done like 100% the entire game and see what it does, what you have to do to get there. So this is my day 54, doing the entire place. One of the things I didn't quite realize is I did get the thing where you can make more aquariums and more aquariums. The reason, though, on the day I got to room 46 that it worked is because I think I also had something that I got a gem or more gems scattered or something. I forgot what the exact wording was, but I had the shovel. I was getting gems and I was getting them in aquariums and I was being able to shovel things up, and it was, that's why I think it was easier to make more aquariums. This one was actually a little bit harder because I didn't always have gems, but I spent some stars because I did get the observatory, and that actually helped because then I could re-roll for rooms. So I got that achievement out of the way. I was close. I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. So the thing, okay, I was wondering about this. Why do I have a cemetery in front of my place when I just read 12 dead end rooms? So I guess, haha, dead end, dead, haha, get it. I didn't understand why I got Garden Shopping Center of the Dead, but now that I'm looking at it, I can see why. All right. Also got into the you-know-which room on my last step. Very helpful. Orange, because I got order of operations with the dinner room and picking up you-know-what wrong way. So that was... Okay, I don't quite know what you meant, but don't explain it. we'll just move on from there. So I'll play for a couple hours today, probably play tomorrow as well. Oh, I do want to get the library because there is a book with the real history or whatever it is. So I do want to get that. Oh, a security already? Don't mind if I yes. And do pantry. All right, let's go over here. So we got, thanks for Smith. I'll try to make it non-spoiling. Yeah, if he gets it correct, you'll know. It tells you exactly nothing. Yeah, it sounded like whatever you said made absolutely no sense to me. So I did not pick up on any spoilers if that's what you were worrying about. So good job. Shrine, root cellar, and tool shed. I'm going to do root cellar. I'm feeling like I'm going to get a shovel this time. Now, when I do the book, if I get it, which I should, I might take pictures of every single page, because I got the feeling that this history book is very important for figuring stuff out. So I could be wrong, but we shall see. All right, so let's get that. Yep, library. The History of Orindia. Yepers. Sure, why not? You never know if you get more keys with keys. Of course, this time I don't, but that's okay. All right, time for reading. Lots and lots of reading. Oh, it's January 1st? Really? Huh. Interesting. January 1st is day 50 what? Wait. Day 56 is January 1st. I just want to write that down. I do have somewhere in here where I was writing dates down, but I haven't updated in a while. It's just kind of nice to know what the actual date is once in a while, so you don't have to do any calculations. Where is that? Okay, this page. Let's do this. Day 54. January 1st, 1994. Okay. Sorry, lots of Okay, cool. All right. So, and I don't have to worry about getting letters in the first three. So, oh, I got to give the focus back to that. Okay. Time for reading. And again, I'm going to be taking pictures of every single one of these. Orindia is once the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters, though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen. Its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. Yet, we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for generations yet to come. I'm also trying to see if there's any like hidden text, although I don't have a magnifying glass. So, okay. 1. Ajera. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often noted as Ajera, by the ascension of the first king of Orindia, whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Horus was known before his coronation. That castle looks something like what you see downstairs. I mean, I don't know if it's exactly the same one, but they both look like castles, so there you go. Horus was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Horus, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Orindia, could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry along every thoroughfare from Horus all the way to the western banks. A new kingdom was born. So Orindia's first king, when they had black flags. Okay. I think you two need to be on a side chat. I don't want you to accidentally put something in here that might trigger something in my brain later, but, you know. It's funny that you both know what you're talking about, and I have no idea. Second era. It was the fourth king of Arindia who split this. And by the way, if I'm pronouncing any of these wrong, I have no idea. Ajera and Araja. That's interesting. Yeah, it's just a play on the word. And that's 5 letters. I don't know. It was the fourth king of Arindia who split this vast domain into three equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Aries, after the angelic paragon of royalty Orinda. Lucky Closet handed it me, though. Let's get to commissary. Getting a bit too detailed. Get a room, that's what you say. So, to the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Aries, the land of northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. Yeah, I don't have any idea what you're talking about. All I know is you got a lucky closet with something, and and you had to run outside and do the outer room, but none of that really hints as to what you did. So, and to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Araja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of old tongue. Did I take a picture of this? I don't know. Did I? Hold on. Let me just look at Steam here real quick. No, I didn't. Okay, I do need to take a picture of that. Okay. Third era. As the second era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands, and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite these differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the third era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Aries to the southern shores of Araja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would unfortunately, as my readers will soon find out, not be kept. If he manages to figure that out through what I said, he deserves it. Fourth era. As the kingdom of Orinda Aries entered the 4th era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desilets III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who was often seen among the people eating, drinking, and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup up with the crown. Desilets was renowned as the king of the people, and was therefore a surprise to no one when he made a decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Oris, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or as I've been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desilets III, the 4th era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, The self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters, due to the fact that Desolates the Forest shared his father's good name but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The Gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. This very book is very big info. Yeah, that's why I'm taking pictures of everything, because even if I don't remember everything, I do want to go back and read this later, just like I took the pictures of all the things in the gallery. So, the brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch-Ares and Nuance to join their cause. It's interesting that a realm has the name Nuance. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. That's a shit ton of people dead. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. And here's a black and a red type of thing with the Jai puzzle or whatever with the colors when you're switching them. Honestly, talking code is kind of necessary for this game because you don't want to spoil things to friends, but you do want to be able to talk about it. Yeah. I was thinking nuance. That's not a made-up word. Right. It's like, it's just, why that word? And why is Araja and, it like switched? Did I take a picture of this? Yes, I did. Okay. 6. The current era. Today the realms inherited by the three, Fen-Ares, Arch-Ares, and Araja, once again stand united as their allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we each call home. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still Arindia. What would be interesting is to get the other book that's all censored and take a comparison as to what got censored and what didn't. I think that might be kind of interesting. So, all right, moving on. Locksmith, study, and commissary. Commissary. And to talk about the censored book, the redaction is kind of redaction. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of political intrigue and a lot of who was in control, who controls history type of thing going on here. I don't know all the details just yet, but there's definitely 10 for a key. I want the shovel, actually. Yeah, I think it'd be useful for digging. And we'll get a gem. All right. I actually want to go out back and do the outer room right now because I really haven't gone that far. And I think it would make more sense just to do that right now. Also, I do not recommend having to get up at 2:30 in the morning to get to a flight. That kind of sucked ass. It was interesting. There is a flight that is direct from Minneapolis to Knoxville, but oh, nice. But for some reason, taking that down ended up making the whole flight like more expensive. So I took a flight to Atlanta, and then from there I went to Knoxville. But to do that, my flight left at like 5:15 in the morning, and just because of the whole battery pack and compass, really interesting. I'm gonna write that down. TRS, TD, I don't even remember the TSA. So it took me a second. TSA. I do have some recipes on a page here. I want to make sure I get that down. If I can find it. Yeah, so there's a compass and a shovel, but that was hold on, I gotta go look at that again. It was it was the battery pack and a compass, that's right. This is new, and I haven't seen the workshop papers in last year's videos. Huh. Well, at least we know we can do something like that. So I played it safe than sorry. I actually have TSA pre. So, and I figured that early in the morning, even if, that wasn't available for some reason, it would be quicker to, just to be safe to get through in plenty of time. And I did, but, I am never doing that again. Unless I absolutely have to. That was brutal, getting up that early. I mean, I'll get up early for flights. I'm okay with that, but not 2:30 in the morning. That was just insanity. We'll do dining room. Oh, salt. Nice. Thank you. Anything else in here? Nope. All right. And then we got in the security room this way. Anything on here? We can get an experiment going. So nice, nice, nice. Anything on these that have been missing? Nope. Okay. We do not have a key card, so let's turn everything down. And then return to the security menu, and let's log into network. I think I had 6 a.m. flight once, right at the airport, the last train around midnight. Yeah, I like flying back from Seattle. My wife and I have been, when I speak at VS Live Redmond, for the last 2 or 3 years, my wife has been coming with me, and we end up staying a couple extra days over the weekend and go hiking and stuff. And we'll take an early flight back, like 6:30, but even Sunday morning at SeaTac is insane. It is so busy. So we already know that. Did you get from 486? Yes, I did. And about 23 years ago, I think, I was doing a consulting gig where I had to fly out to San Francisco every other week. And so I'd fly out Sunday afternoon or evening, and then I'd work 4 10-hour days, and then I'd fly back on Friday morning, and I would, so I'd fly back around 6:30. So I'd get before, I'd get a rental for the week, and then I would return it, get to my flight, And then the next week I could work at home, which was really, really nice. So that was my first taste of like remote work. And oh boy, did I love that. I don't know if I ever could go back to like being in an office every day. Ugh. I mean, if you got to, you got to. I totally get it. But I am so, like you can see right over there. That's my day job. So okay, what kind of experiment can we do this time? Spread dirt on the driveway would be nice because we have a shovel. Let's do that. All right. Can't go that way. Well, we only have two ways to go, the dining room and the commissary. So let's see what this does. And at least I don't have to like make a full plan again because I got that achievement. So I'm good with doing that now. Chapel, I don't like losing my money, but there will probably be a couple of dirt piles in there. Guest bedroom, there might be a little charm in there, and then you get 10 extra steps. So then we'd have to go back through to commissary and see where we go. Did you ever go back to room 46? Yes, I did. Only once, but I did look in there. I saw the push pin map. I saw the thing about $100 or something like that. I saw a couple of things, but yes, I did see stuff in there. Why? There's nothing on the table. Damn it. There usually is. Not always, but usually. All right, so we got 6 extra steps. Let's go over to the commissary and see what we get. So yeah, I got the Full House trophy, a logical trophy. I want to get the dartboard trophy. I got to be close. I don't know how many I've done, but that one I want to get close. And then the inheritance trophy. So I've seen people be like, did that, won't have to do that again. Oh, I know I'll probably have to go back there again. There's no doubt in my mind that I will be going back there again. But I knew, because when I got to room 46 and you open the door and you see like the blue crown and stuff on the table, but you don't actually go into the room, I'm like, wait, there's got to be more to that than just that. That can't be it. There's got to be more. All right, Den gives us more options and gives us a gem. Courtyard would have dirt piles. I'm going to do the Den. But it was almost trivial for yesterday's runs, so there's that from the Secret Garden. Key in the attic. Yeah, the attic gives you a ton of crap. Was it like 8? I think it takes 3 gems, though. I'm not sure. Yes, it's locked. I don't have keys. I could buy a key, but... Oh, I could just get 3 keys. Let's do that. Would not mind getting 3 keys. Anything else in here? Now, I do have to start being a little observant because of my map. This one I have. Card and car, and that is a D, and that's, yeah, I had that one. So if you're wondering, by the way, what I think the message is, if we count small faces, 8 dids crack 8 safes. So you can tell I don't have everything there on my map, but I'm trying to fill it out. And I got the bottom 3, so I don't have to really care until I start getting to this spot. Because then it's like, which ones don't I have yet? A lot of people didn't sign up for a 100-hour game. The info says 15 to 40, so they think it's actually the end. Yeah, and maybe if I didn't have, like, if I wasn't streaming and if I didn't have people, like, giving me little hints, say, yeah, that's kind of the beginning. But I got kind of the feeling of, yeah, that's not it. You know, yeah, you get to room 46, that is what you're supposed to do, but it didn't feel final. Even though you get the credits and everything, it still didn't feel like that was the end of the game. So it would be the end if I picked Closet, so I don't want to do that. How I would love to get a permanent like security key card. That would be awesome. Lucky rabbit's foot. Greater chance of finding items. And speaking of which, oh, a key. I'll take a key. A courtyard, bedroom, and a closet. Well, the bedroom doesn't work. The courtyard does. It is a gem. We'll take that. On the plus side, it's crazy to make a puzzle game infinitely replayable. That just doesn't exist. I mean, sure, but like, you can 100% the game, if I'm not mistaken. There is like a limit as to how much you can do, even though it takes a long time to get there, apparently. Maybe, that game shouldn't judge me about rocks. Maybe, parlor. Ooh. I'm going to do the parlor. We should normalize not finishing games. Yeah, we really should. Oh, hey! I could use that. Questionable, but I could give you that one. All right, we know what time it is. Let us reason. One of the other statements is false. One of the other boxes contains gems. If you replace the word one in the other two statements with both, they will... Jesus. Are you kidding me? My God. Oh, I should write a program that you can put statements in and then like tell me which ones are true, like which is true. And there's got to be. I've been reading a book called Strange Code, and it's on esoteric programming languages, of which I've written an interpreter for one called The Funge, and another one and a compiler for Whenever. And on my future coding streams, I'm going to be updating them just to be targeting .NET 10. And then seeing if there's any other things I can add to them. But there's one language that he gets into, because he talks about regular programming languages and ones that are kind of like, they're just different, but then there's ones that are esoteric. And the one I'm on right now is in the middle ground, and that's called Clips. It's an expert systems programming language, which I'm kind of finding a little weird, to be honest, but there, yeah, has solvers online. I'm sure. Gets crazy after a while. Parlor on day one is a no-brainer. Yeah. Well, it does say it will get harder as you play this more. But okay, so let's do this. If you replace the word one and the other two statements with both, they will both be false. Okay. Both of the other statements are false. You'd have to switch that. Both of the other boxes contain gems. Well, that's obviously false because only one box does. Both of the other statements are false. If it was true to say both of the other statements, that would make this false and this false, but we're saying this is true. If we're saying this is true, then these both have to be false. One of the other statements is false. Both of the other statements is false. Well, that contradicts, because it would say both of these, we're saying this is true, and then this one, so that doesn't work. Both of the other statements are false. That has to be false, because if we're assuming this is true, again, this is the only one that says anything about gems. I'm thinking it's this one purely because One of the other boxes contains gems. Doesn't, if it was true, it doesn't tell you which one. And these don't tell you anything about where the gems could be. If it was true, or if it was false, then it would say neither of the other boxes contain gems. Wait, let me one of the other boxes contains gems. Okay, one of the other. If it was true, you wouldn't know which one it was. If it was false, it'd have to be this one. I've been getting some crazy dartboard gets ultra sane. All right, well, we'll just do this and we'll see if I was right. That's one thing I've picked up with these puzzles is to try to find the one that gives you the hint about where the gems are located. If they just simply say statements like this, they may help, but the ones, especially in this case, if there's only one that has something to say about where the gems are located, that usually is a better place to start from or to go from. That's my pro blueprints tip of the day. There you go. For what that's worth. Boudoir, hallway, and chapel. Let's do the hallway. As a computer, like I said, you have no idea how wrong that statement is. Boolean logic is usually what throws me. Like if this and this or this, but the, you know, and it's sometimes I have to like literally sit there for a while and go, did I get this right? And then more often than not, I don't. Okay, so wait a minute. Do I have some of these? Let us theorize. I do not have this one. And do I have down what I think? Do I have the 4-4? I do. Match and tree. Match and, well, I said tree on my notes. I really... Flame and lame. Fire and fir. A fir tree, which would make this fire. Would it be an E? I'm going to put down E. You know, just put a little question mark there because I'm not sure. Oh, if we, okay, I don't know if I know all of it, but I think I just figured out what row 4 is. If we, not mount, if we count small something, 8 dates crack 8 safes, which makes sense. All of them have to be related to a date. And even the one that's in the study, which I did not make, it says something about Thursday. We got to get it done before Thursday, which is relative to when I think I actually show up here. And so if you can backtrack from the date there, I think you can open the safe. So I think this is basically saying each safe has a date associated with it in some way. I'm still going to try to find all the other letters, but now I'm pretty confident I know what the message is basically telling you, that you have to have the dates down. So, all right. Of course, it doesn't tell you what the dates are. It just tells you there's dates. Oh, I also got to make sure I go back to get the car. Let's re-roll. Passageway, maybe courtyard. Let's do courtyard because I want to get to the room after it, which would give us what I believe would be the A. Locksmith. Oh, ooh. Yes. I love doing me a dartboard because you just said it goes really crazy insane, which I'm like, yes, I love math. I will write a program to figure it out for me. Okay, so we are here. What's the... If I think it's a coat and cot. There you go. Coat and cot. Yep, dates. And I think I had written it down before. I had coat and trough. Yeah, it's cot. Dates. 8 dates crack 8 safes. I'm 99% confident. I think I know what the message is now. All right. 18. 2. Can't be divide. purple is divide. Pink is plus, yellow is subtract. So 2 times 11 is 22, 2 is 10. Minus 10 times 2 is 20. Plus 20, so it's got to be 1. Minus 4 plus 1 would be minus 3. You can't, okay. It's, okay, so yeah, it has to be that. So minus 4 plus 1 would be minus 3. Squared is 9, divided by 9 is 1. Oh, yes, the key card. Yippee. Okay, so now, actually, we could go back to security and turn it up. I know we'd waste a little bit of steps, but we could do that. And while we're going there, we could also go to the garage and go look in the trunk again and see what we get. Let's at least open the door to the other side of the hallway, because a walk-in closet, a laboratory, which, blah, that sucks. That sucks. Let's redraw. Observatory, let's do east wing. Okay. I know this wastes a little bit of steps, but that's okay. I should be going through the commissary. Oh, I got keys. I can do that now. Oh, I got the hammer, actually. Yes. So we could go up into here. We've seen the note before, but I just want to read it again because, yeah. Ooh. Ooh, thank you. All right. Now I know that there's 8 safes. Where have I found safes, though? I found one in the study, the drawing room. Well, not the drawing room. The was that maybe what it's called? But it's the room that's got all the pictures on the wall, and you bring the candle down and then the safe opens up. So that's 2. The office, the bunker, and the boudoir, that's 5. So a garden key. Yeah, I've gotten that before. So I have done the garden key before. I still think that if this door was open, you'd be able to drive the car if you had the keys. That's my theory. I could be wrong, and I'm probably wrong, but that's okay. So does the commissary have food? We have enough keys and gems, or at least I think we do. Does it have any food? Gems and keys? Nope. But once we get up East Wing, we'll get 5 because we have the lunchbox. So, okay, we want to go to security now. And let's turn up the radio. Okay. That doesn't help. So back up. I mean, don't get me wrong, a garden key is nice. I do know what it does, because that's how I think I actually got into the room 46 the first time. All right, so we want to do, yeah, we want to go all the way over. Beautiful keys. Yeah, the keys are very ornate. I do agree with that. Okay, is there anything down this way? A veranda and a bedroom. Well, I'm gonna do closet. The veranda would, yeah, let's do that. You can buy them. Buy what? Keys? And for another streamer about the merch, and she bought the book. Seemingly it's basically exactly as in the game. What do you mean, Pingvino? What book? Yeah, I'm a little confused. Oh wow, I'm getting all the stuff in this one. The Red Prince. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. All right. Gymnasium, storeroom, and chapel. I don't like any of them. We're going to do chapel. Oh, you can buy a physical version of it? Really? Really? Well, you should know. You should know just how much I love books. Hold on. I'm trying to just quickly look that up. Well, there's this, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know if that's the merch sells out a lot and very quickly though. Where do you purchase it from? Is it from the game company, the company that made the game? I'm just looking up on Amazon, the evil site, but I'm guessing that's not what you mean. The Red Prince, John of Galt. I doubt that's I doubt that is. No, not Prince, the Purple Prince, the musician. I don't think we're talking about that. Okay. Anyway, I had to look that up. So, all right, let's get back into the game. Scene. Okay. Resume. So we do need to go up that way, but we're going to get some steps. 11. Nice. Any dirt back here? Sometimes there's... Yes, there should be because... Oh, and... Bingo. We have the key. So if we really want to continue, we can go up through Foundation, which we're here right now, so it doesn't really matter. But we would have been able to continue, even if we couldn't have made it. Let's see. Lockpick. Why not? Secret passage. Kitchen. I will take the kitchen. Because I think having some food would be a good thing. So yeah, I don't know where the other 3 safes are. Club sandwich. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what does this do? Fine. At least the lockpicks do give you... Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to take that. I know we have to go back through and lose a coin, but to get that, that's perfectly fine. Yep. I know it's Friday, January 1st. God, I wish I would really get the... Man, I am hitting almost everything. Look at this. I've got, like... The inventory's almost full. That's nuts. I'm just going to write that down here real quick. Friday. Now, yeah, we had opened these. We opened these up. We did get a key for another one, but that was for a day, and it's gone. It's long gone by this point. Interesting that this is a whole different world with a different geography and everything, and yet they have the concept of Egyptians. Interesting. Okay, so we do have to go back around and through the foundation, but we have a lot of money. Coin. Haha, you think you could fool me, but you cannot. Good thing I got that key card, though. I would have been screwed. Dark room, gymnasium, and... well... I can't re-roll either. Whatever. I'll take the L. Okay, again, I'm rushing. I need to make sure I got... Oh, so I've got the first 5 rows now, so I don't care about this. And the vault, those 2, I already have 2. So I only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lift. Yeah, I think it's count, although the 8-1 is, when I looked at it, it was like crate and chart, and I could not see how you get a C out of it, so I don't quite know yet. Why aren't there more calendars in other rooms? I don't know. I don't know if that's a hint. Frequent win. Pick up sneakers in the gymnasium. Huh? What sneakers? What are you talking about? Are you supposed to get sneakers in here? Or are you just saying that sometimes it will put sneakers in here? Ooh, the pool. I will take the pool. Fuck, I can't. The bedroom. I don't think everything is here now. No, I don't. You're correct. But get a little bit extra steps too. I will take that. Why is there an arrow or a hand pointing down? I don't get that. Why the game is devoid of calendars. Well, because there's dates that are involved for like the safes. That's why I think they're trying to make it a little bit more mysterious in terms of, you know, trying to figure out what the actual date is. A drafting, I can't do, oh, well, the run just ended. And I had 72 coins. Yeesh. All right, that's fine. Just want to make sure. Yes, I do want to do that. Because remember what I just said? If I could open the garage door. Assuming it has power going to it. do I have this one? 6.2. No, I do not. You have pictures here. A tag. 10. Coast. Beach. Water. How do those two relate off by one letter? This is what? This is 6.2. Yeah, I've seen coast and tag before, but I don't know what the sixth word is. It wouldn't be coast and cost. It is a tag. It's a necklace. It's a 10. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this one is. I do not know, but we could at least go back to the garage and prove out my theory. Can you go driving the car through the countryside or not? My guess is no, but it's something I want to verify. And we could go downstairs, but I don't really see a reason to do so. So. Okay, so we want to go through down the east hallway, go all the way over. No, we don't. We have to get... Oh, we could go down that. Okay. Ding. And now we could go hallway and down and over. Again, highly doubt that this is going to work, but I'm just doing it to satiate my curiosity. I mean, you have a car, you have the keys, and you have a path. Yeah, you suck. I had to check. I mean, I thought the keys were for the back trunk. I honestly would have been shocked if you would have been able to drive this car around. Yeah. Swang song. I mean, when you know what the secret is. Kind of sucks though that they didn't put that in there. 14-year-old's point of view. Okay, but I know I can drive a car with keys. Why would I? Whatever. Let me just go out here again. Why is there a ladder here? Not that you've never been able to climb up or do anything extra. Could go that way, but I don't need to. And once again, trapped. Okay, well, we move on to another day. Because I'm almost positive there's nothing else we can do. Yeah, sometimes you don't win, and that's fine. Simon is canonically bound by rules and laws of physics. As he wanders around every day building a new building. Make that make sense. All right, save and continue. I also think there's something with the pump room and getting power to it, because there's a big pump in there, and I'm wondering if that allows you to pump out some of the water down in that whole area there. I don't know. I don't know. Phrases you caught. Now reset at the end of the day, and they cannot be just used. Blah, 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 blah. Pantry. Storeroom. Courtyard, spare room, and a den. All right. I could have wandered over my camp area because I'm always kind of like, does something else change? And I don't know what's up with the dynamite. Like the trading post has a dynamite. Ooh, a schoolhouse. We have not gone to school in a while. To restore balance, he can make buildings from paper, but can't jump or use ladders. Okay. Although I don't know how that bounds you to the laws of physics. I can jump, and 14-year-olds can jump. So I'm feeling the schoolhouse. Let's do that. Let's see. I think I've gotten up to grade 5, if I remember right. And I'm very judgmental of the students. Which ones are stupid? All right, we could... Let's go pantry way. It's gonna suck because they're gonna cost gems. But there is something in here about ace the classroom final exam. So I bet you need to be very studious with what is in the classrooms. And observing things. Like that. God, I need a parlor. Wow, we really blocked ourselves off, but I don't want to spend the money on the, that's the only real good bet there. Alright, well, we'll do that. I'm going to do this because I just want to read it. Alright. Grade 1. Who's the idiot? That one. Yeah. My favorite color is red. You must really like red. I think I figured out with this one. Oh my god. Restores balance of the force. Yeah. Hey. Hall pass. I'll take that. I finally understand what this means now. Can you find the difference? Yes, stairs and stars. And I. Yep, and already. And like I said, I got the first 5 rows now, so I don't need to even bother with that. But I know what that means. Let's get an apple. Munch, munch. So again, I think we figured out that at least the colors of the flags, if I remember from my studies. Yes, therefore, mountain, I should write this down to be explicit, equals yellow, hourglass, and I know which ones these are, like, should be purple, and the V is orange. It's funny to see you spot the many hints now. Yeah, I mean, I used to see that and I'd just go nuts. I'm like, what difference? There's no difference between these. Well, yeah, there is. Actually, now that you see it, it's like incredibly obvious what that stands for. So. Sorry, I'm pouring the rest of my coffee out because I need it. All right. Okay, so can't go that way. We got to go up through classroom over there. Let's see if we remember what the lesson was for 2. Grade 1 is geography. This is math, which honestly, I don't really need to look at the colors here. I know how they work. Like the blue is add, the yellow subtract, the pink is multiply, and the purple is divide. So, all right, see you, Smith. Thanks for stopping by. The mailroom would be nice, but would also kill the run. Well, all of this would kill the run. The only way to move forward... Oh, I could redraw. I'll do chapel. That's fine. Let's do dining room. They're kind of hanging on by the skin of my teeth here, but... You never know. Ooh, money. Okay, what's this? Classroom. That's our only gem, though. We no longer have gems. I want a parlor. I want a parlor so bad. Ugh, this is not going well. Well, we got a gem, so I can't complain about that. Ooh, a parlor. But that kills the run. Ugh. Hallway gets us a key. Let's do that. I really need a gem, though. All right, grade 3 is chemistry. Now this one, I don't quite get. Mrs. Peterson gas, haha, fart. Like, I see that you're using the elements, The one thing I'm kind of wondering here though is, and this might be reading a little bit too much into it, but this game reading too much into something? Wait, I got more down about schools. Why can't I find them? That's grade 1. Those are the books. Those are the sigils. That's grade 2. And grade 2 is math. Grade 1 is geography. Right? Come on, yeah, this is grade 1. Geography. Grade 2 was math. Great. Yeah, I've got that written down. Is chemistry. Okay. And I do have WAT. Although I do want to write down, like, it's AT I W T E S E R C E and AM. And the reason I wanted to write this down is just because this is 3, 1, 6. Ice is 2, 7. STE. That's 5. TE is 4. AM is 8. What's interesting is, okay, you use each element once. I didn't notice that before. Like it just wasn't that obvious. 316, 27, 548. Okay. Science is fun. I'm also going to write this down because why not? Fun. That's 9. Fluorine. Use uranium, which is 92. You know, we never got to play with uranium when I was in my chemistry classes. I don't know why. Wait, grade 4 is geography. What is grade 1 then? Is that geography? Colors? Art? No, one of them was actually art. I think that was 5. Okay, well, back up through hallway and hope, I guess. Oh, we do get a key. I do like me a pool hall. I like me some math. All right, 17. 1 plus 2 is 3. Minus 3 is 0. times 15, it's got to be 2. Yeah. 1 plus 2 is 3 squared is 9. Times 1 is 9 times 2 is 18. Minus 1 squared is 1. Times 10 is 10. I will take it. We don't have a control yet of security, but either way. And that does allow us that if we do get screwed here by pool hall, we can go up through foundation. So we got that. Yeah, we might have been right there, but ooh, an observatory. But that's a I'm almost tempted to go through downstairs and go up and just do coach. Well, I don't want to do code check though. I don't want to waste a gem though. But then I would be able to keep going through foundation and still keep a gem. I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to keep... I'm not going to take the key out. Though, to be honest, I don't really know what the master key does. Why are there numbers there? It's alright, it's the first time I noticed that. And there's like a latch down below code check. Alright, so we're going to go outside and go up through foundation. Wasting a bit of steps, but not too bad. We should have got our food, I think. Do we have to go through the chapel? God damn it, taking my money again. That's the church for you. I wonder if I stand here what it does. It just goes right through you. That's hilarious. Okay. That's funny. I notice I've not had the chance to do the rec room or whatever that's called, where you can get the Alzar guy. And I don't know if that's because once you finish the game, it doesn't want to give you the chance of getting any more hints or something. I don't know. Alright, so we're here. What can we do here? Well, the parlor does shut, but we still can go through there, and we could get more gems. So I do want to do that. Let's see what we get over here, though. A kitchen, a reading nook, and a guest bedroom. Well, we'll take reading nook, because that gives us a key. Alright, time to do some Boolean logic. Thank you. Is that an apple? No, that's a purse. Alright. 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 We know what time it is. Let us reason. Thank God I noticed that. Sorry. I had no idea that I clicked on the wrong thing. I was playing the intro music. Whoops. Professional streamer here. Okay. My fault. All right. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel for this kind of professional streaming, please do so. I would appreciate it. So if this box contains the gems, if that's true, then the empty boxes both have true statements. Well, that could be true if this is true, which is the blue box has a true statement. So I think it's this. Wait, no, it can't. It can't be this. Because again, if this box contains the gems, and that's true, then one of these has to be false. Well, that would mean these are empty. The empty boxes both have true statements. Well, that would be false. The blue box has a true statement. That would also be false. Banking on this. Yep. Can still go to school if I get lucky. All right, so we're going to get a key here. Anything else? Nope. All right, what do we get this way? Good thing we got the key. A library, a boudoir, and a spare bedroom. The library does let us keep going. The spare bedroom also would. Let's do that. At least we got a gem, but if we have a door locked, we're screwed. All right, this one's done. There is nothing more that we can do with this run. Do I have these? Hold on, let me just check my my little map here. No, we don't. We, again, do not have this one, but we've been here before. And it's either globe or plane. There's a plane there. See, it's either a plane, flying, globe. Yeah, this one I don't get at all. Plane. Wing. Paint. But if it was paint, then you could either have pain or pint or pant or ain't. Which just doesn't really fit anything here, does it? A globe doesn't help. Planet. Planet and plane. That's it. There we go. P-L-A-N-E-T. So this has to be T here. Planet and plane. If we count small dates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. that doesn't really make a lot of sense, though. If we count small dates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. Again, I know the dates and the safes have to relate. I don't know where 3 of the safes are, though. So, all right. Well, we can't move forward, so we'll call it a day. Actually, before we do that, let's just... I think it's always worth it just to go outside and look around a little bit and see if there's anything that... Oh, that's right. We have to go downstairs because we're trapped at this spot. Yeah, he's bound by the laws of physics. If you stand under the elevator, though, he just teleports right through. How is that physics? Huh? Doesn't make any sense. Yeesh. Don't know if anybody heard that, but we are getting some thunder. Some thunder. Well, if the power goes out of my game, you're going to know why. It's so pretty. All right, call it a day, and I'll do one more day. East facing schoolhouse. Yes. $58. Okay, what rooms haven't we seen? We haven't seen 8, and there's a thing about the 8. It's one of the, don't know what 19 is. We've done all those rooms. 46. Well, we have done it. It's the master bedroom. Done all those. Don't know what that one is. Don't know what that one is either. Done all those. 2 extra rooms. Okay. Aww. My cat's meowing. Hold on. Let me see if my cat's outside my door. He's such a good kitty. Okay, so what did we do? Oh, we just made the... Where am I? Oh, yeah, we just made the storeroom. Okay, and then I heard my cat meowing. He's sniffing at the bed I have in my office here. We'll do parlor. Oh, now you're getting bored. You just leave. I'm going to do den. I want to load up on gems. I like that I've been able to load up on my allowance. It gives me a good start to the day. But the cat walks out, Tank, of my office and starts meowing again. What do you actually want? I don't think they can open the door. Hold on. Now he's going to whine. Okay. I'm going to do trading posts, though. I don't know why. This dynamite bugs me. A little too dangerous to pick up. Why? Why is it so dangerous to pick up? Could you use that? That would be nice. There's got to be something that you can use to pick up dynamite. I don't know what, but... And then once you get the dynamite, you got to be able to light it. I don't have any way to make fire yet. That would also help in that one room that's got the 8 candles. Could do that. We don't know the chess puzzle either yet. Package has been delivered. Sure. Why not? Okay. We've done all that. We've read all the letters, which were useless to us. Yeah, we could go that way. Okay. Reading nook and a pool. I love me a pool hall. We got keys. I gotta be close to getting the 40 here. 4 squared is 16. Minus 15 is 1 times 4 is 419. No, 1. Oops, I did the math wrong. Let's do this again. 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 15 is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Squared is 25, 10. Okay, 1 squared is 1. Plus 4 is 5 squared. That's 5 squared is 25. 15 is another 10. Jesus. 1 plus 2, that's 6 squared is 36. Minus 36 minus 20 is 16. Divided by 2, so that's 3. Oh, come on. This is 16 minus 15 is 1 plus 4 is 5. 25 is 10. This is 1 square is 1 plus 4 is 5 squared is 25. 15 is 10. This is 1 Plus 2 is 3. Plus 3 is 6. 6 is 36. 36 minus 20. Oh, okay. 36 minus 20 is 16. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Plus 1 is 3 squared is 9. Okay, I just did the math wrong on that one. All right. Courtyard, guest room, and pantry. Well, pantry kills the run. So we gotta do courtyard. We do have a shovel. I thought we had a shovel. A little bit more extra steps. I'll take that. All right. Dining room. Is that what you're... Oh, there's a key on the floor. Okay. All right, so we have 2 places to go. Commissary, pantry, and reading nook. Let's do reading nook. Anything extra? No. All right, I'm just going to take pictures of this because yeah, it's like there. I just had to take pictures of all that because I wanted to see like what all the secrecy was. Master bedroom kills the run. Treasure trove kills the run. Trophy room doesn't. I don't think we've made that. But that isn't the... Well, it did... Okay, it now cleared that one out. I don't think we had that one. So now we have everyone except this 8th room. I don't know what the 8th room is. So those are our trophies. The full house trophy next. Logical trophy and the inheritance trophy. I gotta be getting close. I should read in the lot. Oh, okay, wait. So that has the check marks there. That color green is awful to look at. This one spins too a bit. Why do these spin? Is there any point to these spinning? All right. Does this, I'll lose 2 steps for this, but does this explain at all like how I've been able, what I've been doing with the, only 25 dartboards solved? Man, it's felt like a lot more than that. Gallery art named. I gotta get my wife to look at those pictures. Can't ever seem to pass it up. Yeah, I didn't make the master bedroom, right? Okay, wait a minute. Did I? Yeah, I had the chance, but I didn't want to do it because it would have killed the run. But I've said I need to do that. Maybe I should have taken the L and just done it. Okay, so we want to go back up through the trophy room. Okay. Anything in here of interest? Anything noteworthy? Closet, chapel. I gotta take this. But taking the chapel, fine. We can. And I got my food. Okay, so what's this? We're gonna do dark room, but we're gonna come over here. Treasure trove, bedroom, and pantry. Alright, we got 10 coins that time. Green memos and white boxes are always lies. This is always different, isn't it? I've written the other one down that I had. Where did I write that down? Almost positive I wrote that down somewhere. Okay. Green rooms, billiard, workshop. That. Those are the elements, admin key, grotto, dates. That's first grade, music. Those are the books. I should write that down. Unredacted or unepsteined. But I thought I had written down that the first time I came in here that it said green memos are always true. But I'm not finding where I wrote that. I love how the treasure trove is basically a massive version of the parlor puzzle. Yeah, I thought I had written that down. But I'm going to put treasure trove here on a new page. And where it said once, green memos. I thought green memos are always true. I thought that's what it said once. But now this one is saying, and I'll put a question mark by that because I'm not sure. But this one is green memos in white boxes. Are always lies. And I think the first one I'm right, because I've only been in this room twice, I think. I think I've only drafted this twice. Green memos and white boxes are always lines. Well, what is this? This is a blue box. Yes, I've only drafted it 2 times. So there you go. And that looks like a broken wall. If only I had the jackhammer and I could crack it. I don't know, that might be desperation. But alright, what do we have in the chess puzzle? Because we have these as yeah, so we have to get over to be able to do something. Music room, service quarters, and a boudoir. Okay. Hide anything else in here? No. Okay, what's this? Ooh, an observatory. I kind of want that because I want my stars back. I gave up a couple to no, I don't want dread. I think that's what I got. Yeah, special flowers, and because it was a green room, and yeah. The sale, everything is off. If only I could get a bookshop now or something, that would be nice. Servants' quarters, the pool. Ooh, we'll do the pool. I like the pool. Floating chests. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. I'm rushing here. I'm actually really rushing. Okay, I do have this, and wait. Yeah, I've already got these. Okay. I would not have the one south. I wonder if this music is like somewhere you can download it from. It'd be kind of nice just to listen to it. Have it on in the background. Okay. The ballroom, corridor, and the corridor. I haven't gotten the ability to do any computer connection. I just realized that. I do have the secret garden key. Oh, my food's ready. That was the ding. Where is it? Oh, is it maybe because it's on the other side? How would it be able to do that, though? Unless... Oh, it's over here. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Servants' quarter, hallway, and a wine cellar. Hallway would be nice, and it gives us another key. And we do have... the secret garden keys, so if I can... Speaking of... What? Why does that not fit? I don't get that. Why would that not fit? The vault gives us a lot of money, but it actually doesn't really help at this point, unless I would suddenly get. But I have the, let's do that. least that way you can get some redraws. I'm going to keep trying you. Thank you. Oh, maybe because of the way it's placed, you... No, that shouldn't... I don't know. All right, we get a gem. Some coins. More coins. Nothing. Pull. So we could go into room 46 again if we wanted to, and I might, so I do want to be a little why would I change that? Secret garden can't be on a corner. Oh, okay. Hey, Bucksoft. Long time no see. I figured it'd have to be some kind of like special. It's got to be in a certain place, which makes sense because there's like 3 doors. I guess. Sure, whatever. Why would I want to change this? Should I change this? Does it matter? If you've already solved it, does it matter? I don't know, and I'm just going to leave it. Because I know I can solve it again, but I'm like, well, why? Why would you be able to do that? Okay. What did I just say? I said, oh, I can go downstairs. I can flip and go into 46. I got to remember it. Why would you want to change it indeed? Why would you? Why? Oh, I don't know why. Well, you're only changing the middle one. Okay, this is a question for chat. I do have a question. Oh, and yeah, you can change this one too. So here's my question to chat. Does changing it matter? I mean, we've got it solved, and it doesn't hide this or anything. These look like recessed. I'm not necessarily asking, like, what would it do, but is there a point to... Yes and no. Well, that is the most non-committal answer I have ever heard in my goddamn life. Not right now, so no need to bother. Okay, fine. All right, I will take that as my answer, and I will move on. Have to preserve steps, though, because I do want to be able to go into room 46. Okay, we could do greenhouse, ladyship's chamber, and foyer. Hallway doors are always unlocked. Sure. What I really want is either the okay, so we could get vault that gives us a lot of money, but we can't because we don't have gems. We could do spare room. We could do commissary, which would, I think, connect up with the pool. I want to do spare bedroom. You're a fellow dev. It depends. Yeah. No, that's a consultant. Consultants are, well, it depends. Let me tell you, it depends. And believe me, I did consulting for 25 years. I know that bullshit. Okay, so we don't have this one. This is wheat and rain. Grain and rain. Shots fired at consultants. Well, like I said, I did it for 25 years, and it is true because you get clients that would be like, "Well, should it be this or this?" And it's like, "Well, it does depend. We pay you good money. We don't need to hear wishy-washy answers." And I'm like, "Well, fine, but that is the truth. You can either take it or leave it." Well, it depends. Maybe I pay you. It depends. Ha ha ha. Okay, so this is grain and rain, which puts a G there. If we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. Again, I don't have the complete phrase. I only have 8 dates crack 8 safes. I'm guessing on the other ones. And I guess I should have, when I go back around, I need to look to see if I can figure out if that's an F or not, along with the 7 and the 8. Because that would, I think, pretty much cinch it in terms of what I think it is. But. A bunk room and a pantry. That would seal it. That way, I could still go through pool. And like I said, I'm not done. I want to at least get back up to antechamber and do room 46. And we still have dark room. Still have foundation. We could go that way. Let's do bunk room because sometimes I think you get food in here. Or that. I mean, I'll take that. I'm not going to complain. Okay, so we have that. Yeah, the first 5 rows we all have. You poor hamster. Why? Why are you sitting in here? Why are you here? I feel sorry for you, bud. I feel like I should be able to do something for you. Oh, yeah, dark room and foundation too. Nice, yeah. Still have pool. Yep, nice. I still have paths, and I still want to get up to room 46 again just to look around it, see if something else... Because sometimes if you haven't been in a room for a while, it clicks. Camp... Colonel? Camp Colonel? What? Ooh, why? Radio? Things? Stuff? What I want to know is who's feeding that hamster. Yeah, exactly. Damn thing isn't dead. Has a spicy bedroom. Yes, it is. There's got to be something to this hamster. I don't know what. Other than maybe it's just something that the devs put in the game. Just be like, okay, there's a hamster there. There really is no it feeds on the bugs that get stuck in the walls when rearranging. Sure, that's the lore we'll come up with. All right, let's go back up here. Now this one I don't have, right? This is 7-1. I think this is spine and pine. Which would make sense because spine and pine, I am looking for an S. So I'm pretty sure that's what this would be. Did I ever have a 7-1 before? No. Not that I see. So I think that's... And then this, I don't think will have pictures because I don't think green areas have pictures. That wall being recessed like that, you've got to... If you had to be able to smash things, man, I think you'd be able to smash that and get out. I think there's some places you can go by smashing if you had it. I wanted to change streams after somebody was so depressed after not putting a great item in code check. Hey, Ray. It could also just be Mrs. Babbage. Oh. Somebody was so depressed for not putting a great item in code check. Yeah. I still have master key in mine, and I don't know why. I'm kind of afraid to take it out. I don't know why. All right, so we don't get a C here because there is no picture here. But I'm almost positive this is C. Now this one we don't have. No, we do. We have 9-1. It'd be if, because this is chief and chef. This one we don't. This is, I think, supposed to be an F. Flame. Lame. Male. Because there's an I there, and I don't think you can get a letter to this. To 45, unless 46 gives you that, but I don't, I'm kind of banking on no. Lantern. And, but that doesn't give the F. Flight and light. There we go. Flight and light. That gives us the F. Master key, pretty strong code check item, to be honest. No need to fear taking it out. You can always just put it back before you... Yeah, as long as I remember and I don't do something stupid. Because I've never done that. Okay. So we won't be able to get the E, or what I think is the E, but Seeking Garden we think is C, small, and then we could probably get, because we have to go down back through Foundation to flip the switch and go back up to Antechamber. So let's see what we get south of Pool. Watching my steps, because I don't want to lose too many. Ooh, a banana. Now I don't have to worry. Munch, munch, munch. Oh. This is one thing I wish the game would do, which is... Oh, there. Okay, inventory. No, I don't. I don't have that. Okay. The gift shop would be really nice, but I can't afford what's in there, so it's almost pointless to do that. Boiler room is almost as pointless, so let's reroll. I don't know what the emerald bracelet is, Ray. I don't know what that is. So... just saying. Well, all these... Well, we can go through dark room, but I don't think I have a key. And I think the dark room... Well, no, I never looked in there. So maybe that one door can lead us to something if we want to keep going. Walk-in closet. Let's do that because we're going to get 4 items. So, and you never know. Well, that takes care of that problem if I run into it. Anything else? Okay, so this is 6-2, and we do not have this one. If we count small gates, so I'm almost thinking this is an A, but I could be wrong. Tag, 10, tens, coast, cost. If it would be A, I don't really know what this would be. Thought you would have seen it in showroom. Sorry. Well, you know what? I might have. Actually, that you say that, I just don't remember. I have been in showroom, but I really did not remember everything I have. Now, if this is supposed to be an A here, if that's what that letter is, because I have G blank TES. Small goots. Goats? No, it'd be GOTES. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just say that my item in the code check to avoid it showing up on its normal in-game location. Its code check removes items from appearing in-game when they normally would. RNG manipulation, not to use it later. Yeah. That does make sense. Okay, so I'm thinking this has to be an A, but I don't understand like what this could be with this to get it to be an A here. Like the difference between these two words. But that wouldn't really make a lot of sense. If we it could be mount, I guess. If we mount small gates, if we count, count is the only thing I can think of that makes sense. If we count small, and then gates is the only thing that makes sense here, but I don't understand what that picture would be different than this to get an A. 10 number tag, but then how would you get an A out? I don't know. Shoreline? Shore? Ashore? Shore? I don't. What is coast without A called? Cost. Why would that be a cost, though? C-O-S-T. Scott? I'm trying to think of the letters that it wouldn't be. I mean, that's the problem, is that it's a oh. Okay, that one was gonna, like I said, I almost was just verifying that this was an A. I just couldn't see how that would. I saw it as a tag. I didn't see it as a cost of an amount of tag. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Okay, now plan. I need to go back through that to go down through foundation to trip the thing, and I still have a path that way, which I think I didn't have the key, and now I do. So that, I think, was stopping me from foundation that way. We could also go up to dark room and then go back and just see what we get. There's, whatever. Okay. So we'll go up through pool. We got a decent amount of steps. We're not doing terrible. And this, green memos and white boxes are always lies. I'm trying to think. What was the color of the box the first time I saw this? Son of a bitch. I wish I would have written that down. Okay, wait, hold on. Since I just said that to myself, let me write that down in my notes. This was a blue box. I guess I could go back in my stream and see what I saw. Or see what it was when I did, but I don't remember which stream I got the treasure room. God, that would be a hunt to find that one. But anyway. Security gymnasium and sauna would give me 20 extra the next day, which wouldn't be bad. Security... Well, it does let us do an experiment, but it's... Sure, why not? You can find out from menu. The record history of... Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. That is true. Then I could just go look back at my streams and do like a binary search and see there. Software development being used very, very well. Okay, so we do have the... we could just turn it up. I mean, why not? It would still be a little bit of work, but you are right. I could go look back in the day that I did it and actually yell at me once I'm done with this so that I can remember just to write down what day it was that I did it, because I might look through tonight and just see. Maybe I add to all my streams like what days I've done on the streams. That might actually be interesting to go through all my streams and just put like markers on each day what I did. That's work, but you know. Okay. I do have a shovel. It would require us to go back to the entrance hall, but they usually... I'll just do that. Okay, so let's look and see. So we need to find the day that I did the treasure trove. Unless the plans tell you each, like, what day you made those on, which would make this go quicker. Ah, there it is. Okay, so this is day 46. Okay. Day 46. I might look that up later. Okay. Thank you for the tip. All right, so we still got 51 steps. Commissary, furnace, and closet. Commissary does let us keep going. And we could potentially buy something. We haven't made the workshop in a while. That hasn't come up. I don't think I've seen it in a while either. Do I want commissary, or do I just go up dark room and... Let's just do closet. Why not? All right, do I? Yeah, I've got this one. Like I said, I've got all... Well, now... Actually, hold on. What do I got for... I have everything other than 8 and 9. And all I have is the last one on 9 and the first one on 8 I got to figure out. If we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. Small gates. What the fuck is a small gate? Small gates. Small gates. I don't understand. I don't get that part of the clue. Okay, well, since we're here at Foundation, let's go down at least. Oh, I could do that. Because why not? Another key. Perhaps the gate to the apple orchard? Perhaps. Perhaps the gate to that second floor gear room? Perhaps. But I don't understand why you need to count them. Like, what would counting them offer? Right? Okay, so we have this set up to do that. There are lots of kinds of gates. Yes, there are. Gates to the entrance of my insanity, for example. I took it to mean count as include. And we've gone there, but we haven't figured out the puzzle to that. Maybe we put the dynamite here and blow that up and we can move forward. I don't know. Ah, motherfucker! Okay, so we gotta move that over one. That's fine. That's fine. I should have looked first. Oh well. But why would they be small gates? And I know I'm probably over analyzing the word small. There's a symbol of one of the things, too. Six, 7. Man, what? Whatever. We did that one, too. Gate to the second floor gear room. Yeah, but we already did that. Oh. Well, maybe. All right, come back over here, up here. And over there. That's interesting. We've already done this. Why would it lock it again? Oh, because it has a... There it is. The gem. We have read this. 1915, 1918. Yeah, I've read all this. Perhaps the gate to the apple orchard? Oh, are you... Wait, are you saying, Ray, that you're considering the gate to the apple orchard and this to be... if we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. And you said if we include small gate. Oh! Oh! Ew. Okay. Okay, so... gates and safes. We're going to write this down because I want to... All right, so second floor gear. That equaled May... I think it was 8. The more I know about the game, the more I love that clue sentence answer of the picture puzzle. Okay. If we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. Now, the apple orchard. I've done, and I saw it. Where did I see the picture? It's in the dark room. I don't remember what it is, and I'm not going to be able to see it this time because the dark room is going to be dark. But I have done it. I just don't remember what it is. It's too cute for some of the things, in my opinion, but clever. Okay, so we have the second floor gear. We have the apple orchard. We have the boudoir, which I don't even know how to spell. We're just going to look the damn thing up. Did I make it in this one? Yes, B-O-U-D-O-I-R. Oh, I almost got it right. That is 1225. Xmas. I had to chuckle with the drawing room one. Oh, shut up. Yeah, for the apple orchard, you count a small gate as a safe. But they're all dates, is what I'm getting out of this. Drawing room, we don't know what that is. Security, not security, the bunker. Right? The bunker. There we go. Shelter. Sorry, shelter. That really didn't have a... I mean, it had a date associated with it, but it was the date that you were on, and you just did 4 hours or 2 hours or whatever that was. Like it didn't have a specific date. It just was whatever date you did it, if I remember right. So, um, okay, so that's shelter. The office we don't know yet. Study. And then there's one more that I don't remember. Don't tell me what it is. That was a rhetorical question, but I don't think I've seen any others. It's a date that cracks the safe. Right, yeah. I get that. It is a date. Yeah, I mean, I know that. I'm just saying it's not a specific date, but it is a date. I just don't remember what the date is, like the Apple Orchard one, like what date that refers to or anything like that. There's probably some lore or something that I read that relates to the date that you see on the picture when you do the Apple Orchard. Okay, so I don't know where the 8th safe is. And none of these, just to be sure, at least right now, look like they lead anywhere. Okay, all right. You know this Venn diagram with Excel, Incel, and a fig? What? They all erroneously think something is a date. Nope. Jesus. That's a good one. I gotta tell my family that one later. We have a very twisted, kind of sick, dark sense of humor in my family, which I thoroughly appreciate. We were trying. Okay, just to give you an example, we were driving to get groceries this morning, my wife and I, because we usually do like grocery shopping every Saturday morning. And as we're driving to the grocery store, there is there's like a big, not big, but there's a medical center, there's a hospital. They've been expanding it. There's also a retirement home, nursing home that's connected to it. And my wife actually worked there for a little bit before we had our first kid. And it's funny, we were driving by it this morning and we see to the side of it, there's an ambulance there with the lights on. And so I say, I guess they're picking somebody up. and as we're driving, again, this is dark humor. As we're driving down the road, getting closer to it, in the main parking lot in front, there was a U-Haul, and before I could say it, my wife's like, well, I guess somebody's moving in. I was just like, oh, wow. I guess they got the call. And you know what's sad is that if you need somebody to get, like my dad near the end of his life, he really should have been in hospice. And the day that he passed away that night, we finally got him into a room. And my wife, as well with her mother, when she was nearing her end, they were trying to get her in hospice as well. And sometimes you do have to rush. As sad as that sounds, you do have to like get the room rather quick. So again, that's dark humor and it's a little sad, but it is what it is. So all right. Okay, we do have 48. Let's just go up through dark room. Let's see what we can get that way, if anything. We don't know. I'm going to take a risk and spend some money and just say this. I have no idea. Oh, okay. I'll take that. Also, that's one of those things of you really had to kind of be there to get the joke. If you can even call it a joke, you know. But yes, we have dark humor sometimes can help in certain cases. Okay, so again, I just want to do the whole message. We just need 8. So if we can get up to the top, that would be nice. That would be lovely. Oh, I got keys. Keys, not the problem. And I have gems. Let's just do a drawing room. Because this has a safe in it. Look at this shit. I do that. Yeehaw. Oh. Don't know what it means, but... a cloister and a vault. I honestly don't think... a rotunda? There's a lot of gems. Just do bedroom. A sauna and attic. You now have everything you need to crack that safe. I have a bomb? Please tell me I have a bomb. Let's go into the attic. It's a lot of gems, but attic has a whole bunch of crap. Not that I can use any of all this, but... this is April 12th. Like, if you see, the date up here is April 12th. Oh, the rejection letter. Okay, you beeping. Why you... you beeping because something's over here, right? Yeah. Ooh. Treasure map. We could do that, I believe. That's 6-4, right? That's in the treasure room. Gotta go back there anyway. So yeah, we could do that. Okay, so this one should be an E. Because it's a W before that. If we... so this has to be an E. I'm just kind of trying to figure out, how do you get an E? If this is a crate... and this is a... well, it could be paint. It could be a globe. Again, I'm almost positive this room stands for an E. I just don't see what these two pictures create. Oh, crate and crate. Okay, fine. It is an E. Yeah, that one. Again, I was gonna go. I mean, at this point, I know what the clue is. This is just more for my own personal edification of figuring out. But create. Jesus. All right. Okay. You now have everything you need to crack that safe. If this is related to, if they're related to dates, It's related to dates. And I have everything I need to crack that safe. I've already solved that. I know that doesn't matter. I may have everything, but I don't remember. What can date mean? And what does gate sound like? Oops. What can date mean? What can date mean? And what does gate sound like? Well, I'd have to look. I mean, I know you're giving me clues, but sometimes I'm just like, what? Go back to Hobbs here. Excel, incel, yeah. They don't think they're a date. I know it's probably just brutally obvious to you, but it took a long time until this one became obvious to me, but it's brilliant. Well, okay, I get gate and the gate of your step. Like how you take. But what is date? Gate. I know they're all showing like their gate of how they step. You need the incel meaning and the pun with the arrows. Yep, the gate of your step. I mean, you got to put numbers into this, so there's got to be something with. Count small gates. Okay, well, that ain't it. If I'm counting small gates, that's not a small one. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that's what I put in, is 1, 9. So unless I'm miscounting, or I'm missing a picture somewhere. But the gates don't crack it, the date does. What is a date here? It's not it either. Or at least, but because a woman? A date? Okay, just tell me. I'm at the point with this room that I can burn it to the ground. I don't get it at all. Yes, it's their gates. Yes, it's a date. Yes, they're playing with puns on words and blah, blah, blah. He, he. It's so funny. But I have literally hit my frustration with this room. I don't get it at all. A date has 2 parts. Yes, the month and the day. 1 part the man, 1 part the woman. Yes. So it would have to be 8/19. Is that what I'll have to recount if this isn't right. Okay, maybe I miscounted. So if I just do... Okay, if I just do men... That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 small gates with men, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 415? That... I'll have to admit, that is probably... I don't want to say the hardest puzzle I've ever done, but... And yes, that puzzle says small gates, so if you look at gates, it dates and plays on words. That is extremely borderline being way, way, way too clever. I don't know. I have very mixed feel. Like, if I didn't have people watching the stream, if I didn't, or if they didn't have this somewhere online, I don't know if I ever would have put the dots together on that one. I really don't. Most people look this one up. Yeah. It's one of those puzzles that once you know it, it's like, oh yes, this connects a lot of things and plays on words and all that other stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. But this one is pushing it a little bit, in my opinion. You're one of the few who actually got the thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I came into this room and when I was looking around of it, I was like, I know that there was some piece of lore that shows him sitting in that chair. No, it was actually from Alzar. So I don't know if you actually knew what the date was when that was made. But I saw these pictures and I saw like different, like the lines underneath them. Although I didn't realize, I knew it was a gate, but I wasn't putting that as GAIT. And I was like, something like, why do you see all these pictures on the wall there at that? It was like, it had to do something with it, but I was never going to figure that one out on my own. All right. So we have another letter. April 15th. Oh, 4/15. I better write that down. Okay. Dearest Mary, I know the events of the past year have catapulted you into a world you may not have been ready for. It's cruel the way time rips through our lives, leaving them barren and fruitless like wind-scarred plains. Throughout this all, I know your principal concern has always been Simon. You didn't need to confide in me yesterday for me to realize that fact. Everyone who knows you understands this. I will take full responsibility to ensure that regardless of how your current project pans out, Simon is shielded from any fallout and, God forbid, repercussions. A child should never suffer the iniquity of their parents. I, of course, write you all this in the hope that I can set your mind at peace when imagining the worst-case scenarios, not because I think such an outcome is likely. No, Mary, I have few apprehensions and fewer fears. Assuming everything goes according to plan, you should be reunited with Simon again before his 10th birthday. And while 2 years might seem like an eternity to a mother, I've always heard the days pass more quickly in the East. As for me and you, I've already come to terms that our meeting yesterday was very likely our last. I am too old and too stubborn to ever leave this place. I am too attached to the home our family has built up. Room by room. Yes, I have a strong premonition I will be buried in red soil under red flags, a compromise I know you yourself would never accept. It's been a joy watching you grow up and getting to know you. Your mother and I spoke of little else during your school days. I know she'd feel the same bittersweet pride I feel now, to see you following in your father's footsteps and making the same sacrifice as he did. I wish you could actually read the letters. Like it doesn't seem like you can read them if you go back to the safe, or the places they are, but you can't actually read them there. Boudoir one is easy. The office one is doable, but also a bit crazy. The study one is funny. Not super obvious, but I love the brainworm you need for that one. Yeah, I might be looking those up at this point. I'm kind of losing my patience a little bit with some of these, to be brutally obvious, or brutally honest, I should say. All right, we do have a redraw here. We got more steps, so now I'm not worried at all. Okay. What do we get here? A casino, a laboratory, and a pantry. Doing a experiment really wouldn't be helpful. Getting the casino also I don't think would be very helpful now either. Hey, everyone has the parts they love and the parts they look at. Yeah, I guess, but it's just a classic thing of me when I'm playing a puzzle game. I want to be able to figure all of it out on my own. And I feel like if I can't, I feel like I'm like cheating or I'm inadequate or both. I don't know. I saw a streamer who put the dartboard puzzle on easy mode. There's an easy mode? There's an easy mode? What? Really? I'm just kind of shocked, actually. Where's our dining room? All the way down there. That's fine. You know what? Let's go gambling. There is a simplify upgrade. There is? Like a permanent... You picked the hall one. Oh, I don't remember that. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. Oh, broken handle. I don't have the handle. Whatever. All right, baby. Let's go. I don't know why I would do this at this point, but let's just wager. I've lost everyone I've done so far. You fucking piece of shit. Not that it would have mattered, but I've lost every time I've done this. Every single time. The game does try to enable you to solve many things in several ways. I mean, yeah, maybe I did get that option, but I didn't pick it because I was like, the dartboard puzzle doesn't seem that hard. The logic puzzles also don't seem that hard either. So I've just been kind of like, I mean, they are hard sometimes, but not like this would just blow my mind. No way. Never. Not even close. All right, we can go all the way down to the trophy room and then get our snack and then go back up through antechamber. And let's just go to room 46, and then we should be done with this run. Because I need to go work out, and I need to eat some food. Which side of the table should you be? I picked the wrong one. Okay. Definitely enough steps. So we can go through Reading Nook Library. Got a decent amount of supplies and stuff, but... Yeah, they fit your thinking. I skipped most of the treasure trove logic puzzle things, but I do love the dartboard puzzles. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I get where some things can, like, make more sense than others. I guess that's why I like the Witness, is because it did require you to think a little bit more differently and kind of expand how you view things. But there seemed to be a really consistent way of thinking about the puzzles, if that makes sense, and about all of them. And that's what I really liked about. That's what I really like the Witness. Is I think it's probably one of the most consistent puzzle games. It does have its frustrations. Don't get me wrong, it does, but it definitely has, I think, a great deal of consistency to it. That's why I'm... Where the hell am I? The other way. That's why I'm also looking forward to the Sinking Star game that should be coming out this year or next year. I don't need this, but I'm going to take it anyway. To continue up, you must go down. Really? Is there a secret message on here? Truly secret? Maybe? No, I'm just doing it. Did you already solve the boudoir? Yes, I did. It's Christmas. That's... game is very pun and word heavy, which makes it impossible to translate. Yeah. I mean, if there was a game that had puns that were done in Norwegian, trying to do them in English would probably be like, nope. It would just not work. Okay, so we've been here before. We can just grab the crown for what it's worth. But at this point, it really doesn't help. Epstein, Swan, Sinclair. They have the three things that we see in the computer room. Why are these stuck on these times? 1:30. Why would that be stuck there? Marigold. This one is 8 realms in 8 months, and I don't know what the push pins mean for what. I mean, you can come down here and be like, oh, I want to put that. It's there, sure, and we put this here, and it probably means something. Yippee! I don't know. I have no clue. And then this one, yeah, we've done this. I'm assuming the first key, yeah, we found that one. We opened one door. The second key locked out. That you just, I'm guessing you get the vault, and you have to get a key that opens up one of those one of the boxes, and it has to have a key in there. The third is high up among all the clocks. That one I don't quite get. I don't know what's so high up that you need to get to the clocks. And the fourth down below beneath all the docks. That I think you have to drain the water somehow and get rid of the water in there. I don't know how, but I think that's what you got to do. The fifth key is held by a king on his throne. I don't know where that is. I was thinking it might be the tomb, but I don't think that's where it would be. The sixth in a station left by one of your own. Seventh is major if you draft it quite late. Is that the music room that if you draft it like on the 9th rank that you'd actually get the key as a major key? That's what I'm thinking. And the last key is waiting behind the last door of 8. Okay, and then there's a secret message in here about you need $100 or something. Secret room is not as secure as you thought. This secret room is not as secure as you thought. We have your letters, 8 payments, 100 gold, instructions to follow. Really? This is where I'm now overreading everything because I see like, does this have any sort of meta puzzle with like the letters that are underlined, or like the Y that's in parentheses, or, you know, who knows? Don't know what that means. What? But. Yes, we have Marigold, we have Jones, we have Sinclair, we have Epstein. Very unfortunate name there because I keep wanting to say Epstein, which is a problem. This one is 812 or something. It's not the other one that was stuck. Oh no, this one's moving. Okay, never mind. And you have a rose and an apple on a cart. Rose apple cart. I don't know. I'm going to do this. Okay, I think at this point I am more than been playing longer than 3 hours. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's just from seeing it through there. So I am done. I will probably be streaming tomorrow. I will probably be doing a coding stream in the morning and maybe a stream of this in the afternoon or evening, one or the other. So again, thanks for everybody for stopping by and watching either now live or in the future. Please subscribe if you haven't already. But with that, I am going to end this stream. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you in the future.